So it's late, Friday night. I gotta be honest, I am exhausted. I have had 3 long days. We were in San Francisco again today. You knew because I was recording it on the way there. Anyways, we had a good time. Saw Kate's friend, ended up with a new van. God's good. It's cool. Anyways, you know, something's just like so in my heart and mind tonight that I'm so pumped. I couldn't wait to turn the camera on and talk about this. But, you know, it's interesting with Caleb. At 2 years old, he lacks the understanding to be able to love properly. Okay? Everything's about playing into him, having fun, and as it should be. I don't want it to be any different for him. That's exactly how I'd want his life to be right now. But sometimes I'll come up to him to hug him, to hold him, to do something, and he'll put his hand out and say, "Dad, no, no, Dad, no, 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 Dad, no." So it's kind of cute and kind of funny. But I'll ask for a kiss. He'll say, "Nope." And he pushes me away at times and doesn't allow me to come close. And I'll try to hug him and he won't let me. And you know what's crazy about it though? Is my feelings have never been hurt. I've never been upset about it. Immediately I just say, well, he's 2 years old and that's what he does. And he has his moods and his moments. And the cool thing about Caleb's lack of ability to love properly because of his lack of understanding of my role in his life is that I love him as his father so much that I'm able to compensate for his lack of ability to understand what love is fully. Pretty cool. And it's no different for your daddy. And that's the amazing thing about our God is that he loves us so powerfully and so completely that he compensates for our lack of ability to love him properly. Because we don't. We push him away. We put our hand up. We say, no, not now. I'm too tired. I'm this. I'm that. I'm too comfortable. I want to live this life. I don't want to live that. And we say the same things my son does without realizing we're saying it. And we put our hand up and we push him away. And he sits there and he says, you know what? You don't have the understanding of who I am in your life yet to love me properly. But the great thing is my love is so big that I can love you properly. And I can compensate for your lack of ability to love me the right way. That's one of the things I love most about our God. And the Bible even has a term for this. And it says it tons of times. And it calls it these two words. God has these 2 words, an unfailing love. His love is unfailing. You'll find it time and time again throughout Scripture. I encourage you to go through and just Google, like Google or search for unfailing love. And just read Scripture after Scripture after Scripture of how God's love has the ability to compensate for our lack of love and our inability to love properly. I love this prayer from David. This is Psalm 51. After David had committed adultery with Bathsheba, killed her husband to cover it up, and then was confronted by Nathan. Here's his journal entry. Psalm 51, verse 1. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love, according to your great compassion. Blot out my transgressions, wash away all my iniquity, and cleanse me from sin. According to God's unfailing love. Because we're going to mess it up, drop it, never do it right, often do it wrong. The cool part is it doesn't matter if I screw it up. God's love is big enough to cover my messed up life. He's so big. He's so powerful. My daddy has a large enough capacity to love me that he can compensate for my lack of ability to love him properly. And you know what that does for me? That doesn't at all motivate me to wake up tomorrow with a license to sin and do whatever I want because he's big enough to cover my back. It drives me into his stinking arms and makes me want to do everything I can to know him better, to love him more, and figure it out. You know what's cool? Is I think every one of us, if we were going to be honest, guys, you too would admit that you want an authentic, real love, an unfailing love in your life. You want a presence of love so powerful that it compensates for your jacked up suckiness. I know I want it. There's one way to experience it. There's one person that's unfailing, and that his love is unfailing, and that's God. And the only way to experience that unfailing love is to be with God. And so get this. The more we're with him, guess what? The more we experience his unfailing love, the more Caleb's with me, the more he'll know that I love him and that he loves me. And he'll tell me that. And he'll feel that and he'll know that one day. He doesn't know it yet, but the more he's with his daddy, the more he'll feel loved. And the more you're with your daddy, the more you'll feel loved. And the more you'll know that his love is big enough to compensate for your lack of ability